Yeah. Number well, the number one way men are being attacked is they're being removed as even a necessary figure in the family. Number one, it's not even just that we're fighting against men. What we are is we're fighting against, or the world is fighting against the idea of family, right? The family unit. That's what this war is against, is the family unit. And in order to destroy the family unit, you have to, number one, destroy the idea of what a woman is and what a mother is, but also the idea of what a man is, right? So if I wanted to take over a country, if I wanted to dominate, or have, complete control over a group of people, who's the most important person to get rid of? Basically, it's men. If you can get rid of men and make men weak, then you can take over whatever you want to take over. You could take over the country, you could take over the world. If men are weak, there's no one there to stop you because the threat of violence has been neutralized, right? This idea of destroying the patriarchy and destroying what it means to be a man is a long-term ploy in order to destroy America, in order to destroy Christianity in of itself. It's in order to destroy any semblance of sovereignty for individuals. We have to destroy the family unit, right? And when we talk about communism, they believe that the family is not the ownership, that the society, as a society, they own the children. The children belong to the community and to the society, not to the individual families, right? So you take away individual rights, you take away individual responsibilities and individual freedoms. But the only way to do that is to get through men. Now, if the men are strong, it is very, very difficult to do. It's very difficult to get through a wall of strong, violent, and aggressive men. What's really easy to do is to get through a wall of feminine beta boys, right? Soy boys. These are the worst type of human beings in the world. There is no bigger scourge on this earth than a feminized man. They're worthless, right? They're completely um in what's the word I'm looking for here? Disrespect, or like against, I guess, right? It is against everything they were made to be as a spiritual being, as just a being in of itself, right? What it means to be a man is to be a protector and a provider. And the worst thing to ever happen in this world is that men became soft, men became weak, men became, this idea, like, honestly, feminized. If you can feminize men, then what is stopping you? Then it's just a bunch of women, right? It's just a little feminized man and a bunch of women that stand in your way. There's nothing stopping you from conquering, that country, that company, whatever it is you want to conquer, right? Weak men and feminized men are easy to push aside. This is also why feminized men and these feminine men movements or whatever have caught so much traction, because no one is really at this point yet where they're going to stand up and push them to the side. We are getting to that point. Honestly, I believe we should, right? But men are being attacked, not physically, but emotionally. Men are under attack spiritually. Men are under attack in who they are, in their very identity. They're trying to teach us that what it means to be a man is to be emotional, is to be attuned with, again, it's just really our emotions, right? Is to be, basically just be a feminine man. That is not what it means to be a man. A man is the shield that guards society itself, right? The man is the shield that protects the family. I believe this with all my heart. We could save the world. We could save this country. We could have perfect peace and harmony if we restored the vision of what it means to be a man. If we restored the family unit. Nothing else matters. Nothing. This country, United States of America, was founded on the principle of family, freedom, and religion. That is the only thing that matters. Everything outside of that is a lie. It is complete horseshit. The only thing that matters is family. And the second a man takes responsibility for his family, what he is the patriarch over, the man who is the defender and provider for his family, then he now has the responsibility to grow, protect, and provide. So if we can restore this idea of what it really means to be a family, restore what it means to be a real man, then we will save this country. We'll save the world. It is truly what will save the world is to restore the vision of what it means to be man. So here's how you get rid of manhood, right? You not only do you make them more effeminate, but you give them quick access to porn. You give them quick access to easy, what's the word? Pleasure.
It's
If
like
you give
cheap
men
dopamine.
Yeah, cheap dopamine. If you give men cheap dopamine and quick access to pleasure through pornography and a wide selection of women that they can have at the click of a button on their iPhone, then what should a man sacrifice for? That's the removal of the idea of why should I sacrifice for my family? And again, all these red pill boys, there's an idea of restoring manhood there, but they don't fully understand yet what it means to be a real man. And that must be the center of our conversation, right? We can't just create men in the image of the world. We must create men in the image of God and how we were honestly foreordained to be, right? Men have to be men. And the number one virtue of a man is sacrifice. Is he willing to sacrifice for his family? Is he willing to do whatever it takes to provide for his family, to have his wife and have his children and to protect them at all costs? This idea of quick, cheap dopamine, right? With through video games, um, quick pornography. I'll just say this. You are not a man if you're addicted to pornography and you play video games. Video games is the biggest plague on manhood, along with pornography. If you're just sitting there, fat, lazy, addicted to pornography, playing video games all day, you are not a man. You're not a man. A man upholds the responsibility of family. A man is a patriarch, meaning the head of, right? He is the head of his family. He is the steward and is given responsibility. A man must be strong. He must be violent as well. Men have to be capable of violence. If they're not capable of violence, then what good are you? You just delegate the need for protection to another man. If you are a man who just has a family, right? And again, it's important to have a family, but you also are too lazy to become someone who's strong, who's aggressive, who's violent. Now the protection of your family, the responsibility of protecting your family goes to another man. Why are you delegating the responsibility to protect your family, or at least the ability to protect your family, to another man? Is he the head of your household? No, you are the head of your household. And if it weren't for the society that was constructed by strong men, weak men wouldn't be able to just kick back and relax and just, say, oh, it's up to you guys. Again, this is why they say hard times create weak or strong men, and strong men create good times. This whole cycle. And we know the cycle, it's been repeated over and over. But in order to restore what it truly means to be a man and how the men are being attacked, is men must uphold the responsibility of their true identity. We must restore the identity of what it means to be a man, an alpha. Nothing could be more important. I don't care what anyone says. Every man should think of himself and should hold within his mind of what it means to be an alpha, what it means to be a real man, to be a protector, to be a provider, to have a family, to have a wife and children, to be strong, to be capable of violence. That's an alpha. That's what it means to be a man. And you know what? If I want to destroy a country, then I'll make being an alpha cliche. I'll make being an alpha cringe. If I want to destroy a country, if I want to destroy men, I'll make this idea and this virtue of what it means to be an alpha man or an alpha in general something cringy, something that people shouldn't want. Nothing could be farther from the truth. Being an alpha is the most important calling of your life. It is who you are. So why would we ever allow that to get rid of that? What's been done is we've become effeminized, and we have allowed this narrative to sway us away from what it means to be real men. Men are being attacked in the most heinous ways. But the most important thing for men to come to understand is who they really are, what it really means to be a man. And when we can restore that, if we can restore the family unit, we will save this country. We'll save the world. If we restore what it means to be a family man, we will save the world.